Well, good evening. I'd like to take a couple minutes and talk about MSD boxes. And in the process, I would like some input from anyone that would like to help me out. It, um, Back in 2003, roughly, I bought this MSD 6AL. It's the old analog. They've been around forever. You've seen them on every hot rod, race car, mud truck, you name it. Really reliable. I had this on the Camaro, worked excellent. When I bought my Fox Body Mustang, I put this box on it. When I came time that I got a Glide and a with a brake in it, I purchased a 3-step module, which gave me the 3 limits because the box itself only has 1. What this allowed me to do was have 3 independent rev limits. One was high end, the other 2 are activated by these 2 wires. Each wire goes to a power source. For an example, one wire would go to my line lock, the other to my trans brake. When each one of those circuits were activated, it also put power to the 3-step, and the chip that was hooked to that circuit would be activated. And the third one, it did not take any power to activate. That was just your high limit. But this here would be a 6000 chip. I had just the chip alone for my burnout. Then I had adjustable module that's 3052, and I had my high end, which was up to 82. They plug in this 3-step. I'm getting ready to put the ignition system on my Camaro. My dilemma is I don't want all this clutter underneath the hood. The box is going on the firewall. It's going to help give it, that's where I want it. It's going to give it that old school look of the 90s and early 2000s that I'm looking for, because you always seen these on a muscle car back in the day. Now, so what MSD has come out with in the last probably 3 or 4 years, they've updated this box from this one being an analog. They have now digital boxes. What I was looking for was a digital 6AL-2. The reason I was looking for one of those was they have it has 2 rev limits without all this clutter. You don't need the separate 3-step or the chips or anything. The 2-step it has adjustments on the box itself. All it is you take the plugs out. With a small screwdriver, you adjust your rev limits. I didn't want to buy a new one. Reason being, mainly, is they're $425 here, plus tax, so that's over $500. I don't really have $500 to spend on a new ignition box, and even if I did, it's a hard thing to spend over $500 for something when you have something here that works perfectly fine. So I was ready to make do because I didn't want to buy a new one. I could not find a used one anywhere. So I was getting ready to put this on the Camaro. But like I said, it's fairly old. They're really reliable. You never hear any problems of them. But in the meantime, a fellow YouTuber that you probably all know, Chevy Powered Fox 555, he put a new digital 7AL in his because that gives him a way to pull timing and everything for his nitrous. He has this exact same setup in his car now. Well, he just took it out, actually, not in the car now. The 6AL, the 3-step, but he has an RPM activated switch. I asked him if he would like to sell it, and he said he'd have to think about it. And then come to find out, he's putting nitrous on his car. He needs a standalone fuel system. I happen to have a brand new blue Holly fuel pump, and we decided, we made a trade that we feel that is very fair to both of us. He gets a fuel pump, and I get a spare ignition box, and all it costs us is the shipping cost for me to ship him the fuel pump, and for him to ship me the ignition box. It seems like it's a very fair deal, I feel. He gets something he can use in trade for something that he doesn't have a use for, and vice versa. I'm getting something that I need, and I'm trading something I don't need for it. But so I sent the fuel pump. As soon as he makes sure for certain that his new ignition system is going to work, then he'll send me out the old one. But in the meantime, after I already made that deal, I did find a digital 6AL-2, and I have that over here, and I'll show it to you. This just showed up, and as you can see, it's pretty much the same. It's a smaller footprint, does the exact same thing, but instead of all this clutter, like I was saying, as you can see, them 4 plugs, the 2 on the left is for your high limit, the 2 on the right are for your 2-step. One, and in behind these plugs is a rotary dial that you move with a small screwdriver. The left plug is 1,000, and the right one is hundreds. But my dilemma is now that, what am I going to do? Am I going to keep this one, or am I going to resell it and keep the old one and Travis's spare? These are bulletproof. These old analog ones, no one has ever had problems with them. I've had a lot of people tell me while I was looking for the new digital, everyone told me, keep what you got. I guess these here can be hit and miss. I've heard of people that have absolutely no problem with them. They're fantastic, and I've heard other people say that they can be a little problematic. So basically what I'm looking for is any input from you guys on, do any of you have either the new digital 6AL or the 6AL-2? If so, what do you think of it? Are they as reliable as the old one? And would you recommend it? Personally, it's smaller. There's going to be no clutter. I really want to use this, and I'm leaning that way. And I'm just looking for some input on anyone that may have one of these digital boxes. So if you can help me out, that would be great.